Welcome back to the Bundesliga bounce back. It couldn't really be going much better than it is. Have a look at that league table. We are at the summit, level on points with Regensburg, who have been relentless as well. They've won 15 and lost 3, but they've only started losing games recently. They're the only team that beat us, and they beat us back in August, and they've lost a few games against Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Essen and Prussian Munster in the league recently. But our fantastic form in the league is down mainly to one man. Pecinovic is on the verge of breaking the goal scorer record for the league, and it's only December. This absolute behemoth has been scoring goals for fun. He's got 27 goals in 18 games so far in the league. He's averaged a 7.84, and he's far too good for us. He's been upgraded to a decent Bundesliga player. I am a little bit worried because of his £1.1 million release clause that he'll be leaving in January, but I really hope he doesn't because he's been so instrumental into everything we do. As far as the rest of the team goes, everybody's been playing very well. The only weak point in the team that I can really identify is Rashidi, the right back, but I kind of knew he was kind of the weak point of the team going into the season. So we might look to improve on him over the winter transfer window, but we might not, we'll see. I have wanted to play Claudian Shahini at left back, but Pedro Bondo has been playing so well he can't get into the team. Pedro Bondo has 10 assists in 12 starts in the league, so it's pretty impossible to drop him with the form he's in. Kevin Carstens has come back into the team. Hetver has been a bit of a letdown. He's one of the only summer signings I've been a bit disappointed with. His £120,000 fee looks like a bit of an overspend. He's only a good Liga 3 player. I thought he was going to be a big improvement in the central attacking midfield, but really he was a downgrade, so Kevin Carstens has found his way back into the team in recent weeks. Okono has been complaining about playing time, so I'm going to try and sell him over the winter transfer window. And I've got my eye on this man, Jay Foster, on loan as his replacement. He's been on loan at Wickham last season from Sunderland in League 2, and he got 10 goals. He'd only be the deputy to Pecinovic, so I don't think he'd be getting much game time unless Pecinovic got injured. Today we'll be taking on Borussia Dortmund II, who are down in 5th. In the second game will be against Regensburg, a top of the table clash, and see if we can get some vengeance on our defeat earlier to them in the season. I do think that promotion is very much on the cards this season. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Dortmund can't be promoted, so we only have to worry about Karlsruhe, who are down with 34 points, so we're 11 points ahead of them at this exact time. And even if they do somehow manage to overtake us, we can still maybe get up via the promotion playoff. We're sitting just over the wage budget because I've given Jamalier a new contract, which got rid of his release clause. He's been playing very well, pulling the strings in the middle of the park, similar to how Zradnik did at MSK Puchov. And quickly on Puchov, they're sitting safely mid-table in the Slovakian top league. Here's the starting lineup for the game against Dortmund then. Schmidt is in goal behind Bondo, Nadjar, Rosenfeld and Leitgeb, who comes in at right back for the suspended Rashidi. Jamalier and Twum in the centre of midfield. Boland, Carstens and Mengot in the attacking midfield positions behind Pecinovic up front, the absolute demon. We need to show everyone that the recent praise is justified, put on a real show out there. Dortmund 2, not pushovers, sitting in 5th in the league. They could potentially give us some problems. Not even a minute on the clock and the first highlight of the game is underway. Dortmund attacking down the right, but Boland's there to track back and cut out any sort of attack. They're recycling the ball into the midfield and the ball over the top sees them in, but Schmidt makes a great save to keep it at 0-0 within the first 2 minutes. Bondo with a throw on the left, plays it short to Carstens. Carstens with the ball at his feet plays it to Twum. Bondo overlapping, gets the ball back and plays it in the Boland. Boland to Pecinovic, who lays it back to Leitgeb. Leitgeb to Jamalier. Jamalier up to Bondo. Bondo into the penalty area, trying to whip it in. Trying to get his 11th assist of the season, but he can't quite find his man. They have a free kick just outside the box on the outside. They're going to whip it in like a pseudo corner. They do so, far post, but we managed to whip it out. The ball goes as far as the edge of the penalty area, and they have the ball again. They played it in the penalty area, but it's surely offside. Yes, it is. Flag goes up. They have a corner now on the left, in swinger with the right foot to the near post. Is taken on the chest by the Dortmund player, and it goes out wide in a mile of space. I'm going to need to put somebody on the edge of the box for these corners because they keep getting the ball outside the box and just getting a free long shot, and it usually goes in. Leitgeb with a throw on the right to Jamalier. Jamalier gives it back to Leitgeb. Leitgeb on the right tries to cross it in to the middle. He does so, but it's headed out by Dortmund defenders. Mengot picks up the loose ball, and he's going to try and whip him himself. He plays it to Lightgeb short. He tries to find Bolin, and Bolin almost scores, but the keeper makes a great save. He should have just cushioned it into the bottom left-hand corner of the net, but he doesn't. Dortmund 2 with a free kick just inside their half. They play it short into the midfield. Players overloading in the channels. Looks like they've switched to a 4-4-2. They play it into the box, and a header was a free header in the end. Is seen wide. They're playing a 5-3-2 at the moment. Half time then, 1-0 to them. We're not used to being down in games that often. Looks like we're a bit scared of the camera. What was that? Get your acts together. Pejanovic is not usually this quiet in games. Schmidt having a good game in goal. We have a free kick and we whip it in to the penalty area. Nadjar's there and just heads over. I'm going to go attacking just at the start of this second half. We're going to make a lot of substitutions now because the attacking midfield trio aren't playing very well at all, so I think I'm going to change all of them. Bolin can sometimes have some stinkers, or he can have a great game. Very inconsistent player. 76 minutes on the clock. Horvath and Alesi are going to come on for the tired midfielders. I'm going to change the tactics slightly and try and push up more in an attempt to try and get a chance to equalise this game. He's got the ball in his hand. We should have done a lot better with that chance, and he's kicked it upfield. Hopefully we can win this ball and get an attack again. We do win the ball, and we've got a red card here. Pelats, that's the second red card in about 5 games that we've had. Hetver got a red card not long ago. He's going to go out wide and replace Pelats on that far side, but I think that red card has seen our chances of getting back into this game just absolutely diminish. And it does end 1-0 to Dortmund 2. Very disappointing result in the end. But you can't win them all. Hopefully Regensburg haven't won their game. Regensburg drew their game 0-0 away from home, so that gives us a little bit of a chance to get back top of the table against them in the following game of the episode. Here's the starting lineup for the second game against Regensburg, the last game before the winter break. The team remains the same, apart from Hetver's going to come in for Mengot. Mengot's averaged a 6.58 in his last 5 games, so I'm going to drop him out of the team in hopes he can rekindle his form, and it's a bit of a wake-up call for him. Hetver not as good out there, but he can do a job. Lightgeb retains his place in the team after Rashidi's suspension is over because he played quite well in that last game, and he's a little bit more defensive, and we might need that in this game. This is our chance to exact revenge against Regensburg and go top of the table, so let's do that, hopefully. They'll be playing in a 4-3-3, and we'll be sticking with our 4-2-3-1. A bit of drop points in the last 5 games, dropping 7 in total, but we're 1 point behind top of the table, so hopefully we can do that today. Klein, their keeper, kicks it upfield from a goal kick. It's picked up by their striker, and they're playing it around the midfield. They're trying to make some sort of penetrating run in behind, but they're forced back to their defence. Their defence trying to play it into the midfield, but we're getting out and pressing fairly well, but we're getting overloaded on this left-hand side. The left-back takes it past Lightgeb and whips it into the penalty area. Schmidt comes and collects very confidently, though. Max Schmidt, what a keeper. He kicks it upfield as far as their defence, and they're going to try and attack again. We need to try and stop this overload on the left by tracking back, and we do successfully do that. As they're playing it around the back still, they can't find a way through. They're going to try down this right-hand side now, out wide, whipped in to their striker, and they go 1-0 up. It's ridiculous, this. The first 2 games that we've looked pretty dodgy, and they're both on camera. Right, we need to get back into this game. They have the ball at the back again. Hopefully they don't find a penetrating ball. Hetver cuts out that loose pass. He plays it up to Carstens. Carstens takes it down the right into the penalty area, just on the edge of the penalty area, and then forced out wide. He plays it short to Jamalia into the penalty area for Hetver, and we get the equaliser, 1-1. Maybe it was a good thing to get him into the team. Half time then, 1-1. Ridiculous that Pejanovic hasn't scored in front of the camera yet. Can't believe that. Well, he scored a hat-trick in the first episode of the season, to be fair. Hetver wasn't happy with my beration at half-time, so I'm going to individually say well done to him for his goal, and he seemed happy at that. 67 minutes on the clock, then no more highlights. Lightgeb is going to come off for Rashidi as a more attacking option on the right. I'm going to keep Jamalia on, even though he is tiring, because he's so important to us. Hugo Bolin having a poor game yet again, so Mengot's going to come on from the bench, and maybe he can have a better performance from there. Pejakovic Still hasn't scored. We're going to go attacking for this last 20 minutes. We get a highlight with Twum. A free kick whipped in from the far side. Goes as far as Mengot into the penalty area. Oh, and it's... What is it? That shot is awful. He should have done so much better with that chance. He just floated it into the keeper's hands. The keeper then kicks it upfield as far as their left winger. He's trying to head it on, but we cut it out. We're attacking down the left now. Pedro Bondo into the penalty area. He shoots. Oh, it's chipped over. Let's roll of the dice then. I am going to take Shamalia off now for Horvath. Horvath's going to go at the attacking midfield slot, and Leslie's going to come on in that role. We're going to move Menga over to the right and bring Koch on for Carson's. And Hetfer's going to come into the middle. Rashidi with a throw on the right. Finds Hetfer. Hetfer with his head up. Plays it back to Rashidi. Jamali in the middle. Plays it back to Rosenfielder. Out to Naja. Naja plays it across the pitch to Bondo. Bondo trying to take his man on. Takes it down the left. Is that a penalty? Yes, it is. Oh, Petrikovic, you better score this, mate. You've been pretty poor the last 2 games, ridiculously, even though you've got 27 goals. For the Bundesliga 3 record. And he gets it. He is now a record goal scorer for this division. We're going to go down to positive as we watch this replay for Petrikovic. He puts his keeper down and just slots it into the right. For the last roll of the dice, I'm going to take Twum off for Alesi, and Horvath's going to come on for Jamalia. Bondo with a free kick just inside our half, plays it short to Horvath. Petrikovic, the goal scorer, trying to make an attack of his own. Rashidi out wide now, plays it back inside to Horvath. Horvath up to Mengot. He plays it into Hetfer. And another clean save from Klein, their keeper. And that's full time, 2-1. A big, big result here in Regensburg. We are top of the league. I really do think, without sounding cocky, that promotion is a foregone conclusion at this point. With the point differential, we'd have to fail pretty spectacularly to mess it up from here. But it's all about the title at this point in time, seeing if we can beat Regensburg. They are massively overperforming in the XG table, by the way. This is how that looks. We are top with an expected 44 points, and we're overperforming that by 4. But Regensburg, who are in second now, are overperforming theirs by 15 points. But that's exactly halfway in the season. We've played Regensburg twice though, so we're not going to come back for another game against them. I think purely for entertainment value, I'm going to come back for whenever we might be clinching the title. And failing that, the games against Borussia Mönchengladbach and Dortmund II again at the end of the season in May. But you'll find out next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Click a video or playlist on screen if you'd like to. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye now. Auf Wiedersehen.